Hey, this is Paul, the Coda expert. And today I'm super happy to finally present to you perhaps the most sophisticated template that I've built so far. It's the template for finding duplicates in your table, in a table in your doc, and merging them together. I've been building this numerous times for clients, and I've been always doing this from scratch manually because, well, the workflow was pretty much the same. You had to list the duplicates, you had to let people choose which one is the original one, which one to keep, and which one to delete, and you also had to present the capability to save some data from the duplicate, because maybe the duplicate was created later and it has some fresher data in it, or it simply has enriched data, like the original contact didn't have an address and the duplicate does have an address. Also, it can happen that, well, the doc is a living thing and there's a lot of data in it, so it could happen that maybe some records elsewhere, like tasks and projects, were assigned to the original contact, and some tasks and projects were accidentally assigned to the duplicate, and we need to resolve that as well. And finally, I created a template that's like super complicated on the inside, but super easy and intuitive on the outside, and you can integrate it without my help even. It handholds you through the process of setting it up. It's adaptable to whatever table you have. You have to only code 2 formulas to make it actually work. But of course, you don't have to hire me, but of course, if you don't have time or energy or skill, for the matter of fact, feel free to drop me a line at paul@codatricks.com and I will gladly integrate it for you. So okay, without further ado, let's get to the demo. So this is a simple demo doc. You can see this is like table of contacts and the table of tasks and some tags. And you can already see that there's some duplicate contacts. So here's one Deborah with an email, here's another Deborah with an address. They have a different sets of tags. Because yeah, people make mistakes, right? And there's also, yeah, some tasks were assigned to the original Deborah and some tasks were assigned to the duplicate Deborah. And this is a single select. There is also a multi-select of watchers. Some of them are assigned as well to one person. Some of them are assigned to another. You also have a few more pairs of duplicates, 2 Jaspers with different emails, and 2 Stefan Olivers, again with different countries, and a typo in a name as well. So how do we integrate the template? So you've received the doc if you've purchased it, or you subscribe to my Patreon. You have a doc, you create it into a template. Nothing else that you have to do. You publish your template for your workspace, and then you can integrate it with your, you can bring it into your doc with a / command and finding your template by name, or bringing it over from the Explorer panel. Wait for like 30 seconds to bring in all the tables, all the pages. Let's wait. It's thinking, it's bringing it over. You can see it has finally done its thing. Oh, make it a white page because why not? And this is the interface, but nothing is set up yet. So you go to the template setup, and again, it prompts you to hire me if you cannot make sense of it yourself. But the process is basically this. First, you have to specify the table. The template has to know which table it works on. And if you want to integrate this on multiple tables, you just bring this in multiple times, right? The same template, you bring it in multiple times. So what you can do here, either set this to a column type of your table, so DB contacts, and select any record, or simply reference a record from your table. So Acton Campbell, click elsewhere, and it will detect the table ID. Or alternatively, do the lookup of contacts and select Acton Campbell. It's also gonna detect the table ID. Second is we need to create a row for each column that you're going to merge, because that's the interface needs it, and all the logic also needs it. So the process is as easy as this. You click on this button, you select everything, copy it, close the tab, click here, paste all the text here, and finally click here to create the columns. And that is pretty much it. Here are all the columns from the contacts, which are not formulas, because we cannot merge formula columns. It shows that some of them are a list, and this actually matters a lot in regards of how that column is gonna be resolved. So if a thing, if a property is not a list, the way it's gonna merge is that if, well, let's say there's record A and record B, right? If the property is blank on record A, it takes the property on record B. If the property is blank on record B, it takes the property on record A. If both properties are not blank, and if they are the same, it just, takes whichever because they are equal. But if the properties, both properties are not the same and they are different, they mismatch, it's gonna raise you a conflict, and the records will not, they cannot be automatically merged. You have to merge them manually, and the interface will let you to pick whether to pick a value from A or pick a value from B. But if a property is a multi-select, like a multi-select lookup or a multi-select list, by default, and you can actually change it. You can, if it's mistaken, you can unset it, set it, change it yourself. If a property is a list, what's it gonna do? It has some items on the A, it has some items on the B, let's say different sets of tags. It will combine them together, delete the duplicates from that combined list of tags, so it will take all the tags from here, all the tags from here, take the union of these tags, and it also will be automatically resolved. And well, if you wish, it will let you then manually change which tags to keep, which tags to not keep. But this will not raise an error if the sets are different. It will just combine them together. You have to set up the code for finding duplicates. So there's just two formulas you have to set up yourself. You open the button, the action, and it has something in it already from the sample. So if you're doing it on contacts, it kind of just prompts you to replace name and maybe the set of emails. You have to replace this with your own table. So DB contacts, here, your own DB contact here. You should sort here the table in the order so that originals come first and potential duplicates come next. So it's up to you how you sort this. You can sort this by created date, you can sort this by the last modified one, you can come up with your own mechanism for sorting. But the thing is, the first record that it encounters is going to be the original, and then it checks the rest of the records, against the original, and will treat those as duplicates. And of course, you can swap them later if you are not happy with the result, but it's best to do this already. So let's say it's a created on column. And now all you have to do is you create an expression that will find duplicates for a given original contact. So current value is not original, we are not looking for the same ones, and name is the same as the original name. You can actually do something like name lower to the name lower, or strip blanks or strip spaces, duplicate spaces. I'm not recommending to do this in the formula though, because the matching, it will be recalculated, like every comparison, it will be recalculated. So if you're going to transform your name for the matching, right? So make it a lowercase, delete the spaces, delete duplicate spaces, whatever. I recommend not to do it in this formula yet, but create a separate column on the contacts table and specify that column instead, like name, lowercase, or name, simplified, or whatever, because that's just gonna be easier. It's for the performance reasons. Let's say the email is a multi-selection, so it's not just one email, but a list of emails. You can do something like email not blank and another email not blank, and email contains another email. Or you can also do the just the direct comparison or the contains. So up to you how you write this formula, and you don't need to touch anything else from it. You just filter here, you just replace the table, sort, and filter here. Done. Fourth step is an optional step. So we have tasks that are dependent on assignees and watchers. And of course, when you simply delete the second Debra, some of the references are gonna be broken, right? So if you have tables that are dependent on the records that are potentially going to be deleted, you have to implement this fourth step as well. So by default, the action is blank, but you have to set it, if you want to replace, you have to find all the records where the original is referenced and replace the references. So how do you write it? So for each tasks, db tasks, so let's say we have the single step, db tasks, you find all the tasks where assignee is a duplicate, right? And you simply modify rows, you set assignee to the original. And that's it, right? So you find all tasks, and if you have another table that has it, you just copy this and do the same. If you have another column that has it, you can either copy this and do the same, or you can have a filter, assignee is a duplicate and creator is a duplicate, and modify all these rows depending, again, it's up to you how you write it. You choose how to write it best. For multi-selection, it's a bit more complicated because you have to individually modify each list of candidates and replace just one candidate out of it, or just one row out of it. So the same, db tasks, filter where watchers contains a duplicate. We don't want to update all the rows, we only want to update the ones that have the duplicate. And now you have to individually update them one by one. So you do the formula map, and for each row, current value, you modify rows. You set watchers to the value of current value watchers, but splice it. You have to find where the duplicate was. So current value watchers find duplicate. The second parameter is delete one record and insert one record, which is the original. And now this will properly replace tasks. So whenever we are done with removing duplicates, you will see no broken references here. Every task will be properly reassigned to the original record. And finally, that is it. You're done. Click here to finish. It shows you nothing really, but you know that it's finished. You delete the setup page and you are ready to find duplicates. So run the find duplicate interface. And here it found us 3 sets of duplicates, Oliver and Oliver, Jasper and Jasper with different emails, Debra Cooper with Debra Cooper. And it also ran a check whether some of these duplicates can be merged automatically. So there is no conflict. So either A is blank, a column on A is blank, or the column on B is blank, or they are the same, or these are multi-selects that can be combined together. So it's okay to just click auto and it will automatically merge 2 Debras together. Yeah, there's just one Debra left. It has all the 3 tags from both the first one and the other one, and all the tasks are now assigned to them. So no broken references to the deleted poor old Debra. But let's just see how this looks. And if you load, and of course you can ignore if this is a duplicate you don't want to deal with, like these are 2 properly different Debras. You just ignore this one. It will not, next time you run a duplicate finder, it will not pick this again. It will stay in the table, but it will be ignored, so it will not alert about you anymore. And here is another button, the load button, the one that actually shows you the breakdown of two records, the record A, record B. So you can see that these are same. This is keep B, keep A. So this is automatically merged, right? And here is the list of tags from the left, the list of tags from the right, and here they are joined together. You can swap which Debra to keep, which one to delete, and you may want to do this if, for instance, this Debra has a lot of so there's things that we cannot bring over, right? We cannot bring over comments, we cannot bring over activity on the records. So if maybe this Debra has comments and this Debra does not, or this Debra has a lot of activity on the record that you want to actually keep, but most importantly comments, it comes down to whether you have precious comments on either of the records. So you can swap then and choose which one to delete, which one to keep. But again, these are all automatically resolved. Even though if you are not happy with how this is resolved, you can click edit on text fields and maybe change this manually. Or you can also, on the lists, you can also click edit, remove the tags, click save, close, and it will store only the management tag to the record A. So see how when I click save and go to the contacts, our Debra has a phone number that does not have brackets and has only one tag, that is management. And of course you can press Ctrl Z or Command Z to undo the merging, undo anything that you've done. So yes. And another thing, if you are not happy with how it merged the tag, how it merged, you can click reset and pick manually that maybe you want to keep this email, but you want to keep a blank phone number. And same with the tags, you can reset and either pick tags on the left, pick tags on the right, or click once again to join them back together. And as always, you can go to edit and choose manually the ones that you want to include in the resulting set of tags. So let's say we are done with this one. These two cannot be automatically merged. So when you click load, it will show you that there is a conflict in emails and you have to choose either this one, and there is a conflict in birthdays, so you have to choose again another one, save, and the last one, you load it, you keep the normal name, you say it's United States, right? The tags are joined, you set the birthday again, and you save the contact. And there are no more duplicates. So you can run this again, it will not report you any more duplicates. There is just one Debra, there is just one Stephen Oliver, there is just one Jasper Meadows. And all the tasks are properly linked and there are no broken references. So this is like an insanely complicated thing as I said, an insanely complicated thing on the inside, but it does the job, it looks amazing. And today is Black Friday, so this is a Patreon special, a monthly Patreon special. I'm super thankful. Yesterday it was a Thanksgiving, so I'm a bit late with this. I'm super thankful to my 31 patrons, and whoever's been my longtime patron or just joined this month already will receive this template as their monthly template. Like, they've already paid their monthly Patreon subscription pledge to have it. Generally, I'll be selling this template for something about $100-ish because, well, you can already see the value yourself. You're saving a lot of time on this, on rebuilding this. It integrates easily. But there is a Black Friday deal for whoever wants to get this now already. You can join my Patreon, but you have to pledge not the regular $10 per month. You have to pledge $40. This template costs $40 just for the rest of this month. To the end of this month, it's gonna be costing $100 or $120. So far it costs $40 if you join my Patreon. You don't have to stay my patron if you don't wish to, or you can reduce the membership fee the next month. But what's important is that if you pledge $40 right now, you will get this dog. So welcome if you are interested. Yeah, welcome to my Patreon. Hopefully you liked how it looks like. Shortly after this, I will record perhaps a tutorial. I'm not all about money. I will record a tutorial. Actually, I'm doing a lot of these on my YouTube, Codatrix. I do a lot of things for free, and I think I will record a tutorial how to build a duplicate resolution interface from ground up. Not as sophisticated as this one, for sure, but the one that is relatively simple. Actually, I already have that, so I'll probably just link it somewhere. But yeah, maybe I'll probably just re-record this. So a simple interface to do pretty much the same, but not in such a nice way. Right. With that, happy holidays, happy Black Friday, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy Cyber Monday, happy rest of the month, and happy rest of your life. Cheers!